Pythagorean Theorem, Sine and Cosine Law. Learning objectives. So at the end of this module or of these lessons, the students were able to first discuss types of angles, describe angle relationships, naming angles and sides of right triangles, which is ito ay nandun sa ating module. You have to identify similar triangles, apply trigonometric ratios, and of course, solve unknown angle and side using sine and cosine law. So dito, itong video na to, I will just discuss the computation. No? Basahin nyo na lang yung ibang lesson na nandun sa ating module. So basically, yung ating introduction to trigonometry is the study of triangle. So if we have the triangle ABC, ito ay merong inner angle, yung alpha, beta, and sigma, or what do you call that one. Yung total nila ay 180. And some other books kasi, they are using angle name, no? Halimbawa, ito ay angle A, ito ay angle B, ito ay angle C. So, yung total niya, total angle of a triangle is equals to 180. Therefore, that total angle is the angle of A plus the angle B plus the angle C. Okay? And that is 180 degrees. Tapos kung paano naman tayo mag-name ng side, kung ano yung opposite niya, say for instance, ito yung A or angle A, yung katapat niya na side, may maliit siya na symbol na letter A. So yun naman yung side A. Same dito sa side B, katapat niya yung angle B. Yung side C, katapat niya naman yung angle C. Okay? For the different types of triangle, we have the equilateral. Sa equilateral, we have the same or meron siyang property na yung kanyang inner angle ay lahat 60 at lahat ng kanyang side ay pare-pareho. Sa isosceles naman, dalawang angle yung pareho at saka dalawang side. Sa scalene, wala, no? Lahat ay magkakaiba. For right triangle, meron tayong 90 degrees na angle. And then, merong hypotenuse. Sa acute, less than 90 degrees yung mga angle. Pag obtuse, meron tayong isang angle na more than sa 90. By definition, a right triangle. So, focus tayo sa right triangle muna kasi since yung ating topic is Pythagorean Theorem. So, it is a triangle with exactly one right angle. And then, the legs are always the two sides that form the right angle and are shorter than the hypotenuse. So, halimbawa, ito yung ating triangle. Yan. So, merong longer side ito, shorter side, and then the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always across from the right. Okay, so kung ano yung hypotenuse, yung katapat no na angle ay right angle. And yung hypotenuse is always the longest side. So, in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the two legs. Yun yung Pythagorean Theorem. So, itong nandito sa baba, ito yung derived formula na, no? Sometimes kasi nilalagay natin, usually yung hinahanap natin ay hypotenuse where is C, kunyari. Yung opposite ay B, kunyari, and adjacent is B, no? So, aside dito, so C squared is equals to A squared plus B squared. Pwede din naman natin siyang ilipat yung squared into the other side. And this would be equals to square root of A squared plus B squared. So, ito naman yun. Okay, para madali. For example, ito. Ang hinahanap ay yung hypotenuse na C. So, gamitin natin yung formula that is equals to A squared plus B squared. Kahit alin yung gamitin mo na A and B, wala namang problema. So, kung ang A natin dito ay 6, yung B of course is 8. Okay? And that is equals to the square root of 6 squared plus 8 squared. And that is equals to 36 plus 8 times 8 is 64. Okay? And C is equals to square root of 100. Square root of 100. Yan, nawawala. O, direkta ko na lang. So, ayun na, no? Square root of 100 is 10. Okay, for the next example, ang hinahanap ay B. So, therefore, ito yung C. Ito yung A, ito yung C. Mali. Ito yung hypotenuse, C. Ito yung A. Okay? So, C B na lang gamitin natin. B is equals to square root of C squared minus A squared. Okay, so ang C natin ay 12 square minus 6 square root of 3 squared. So, by calculator, makukuha nyo kaagad siya. And that is equals to 144. Yes, 144 minus 108. That is equals to yung B natin, square root of 36, or that is equals to 6. Okay? For example, number 3, same lamang-laman siya ng number 1. So, that is equals to the square root of 12 squared plus 4 squared. Okay? So, that is equals to 144 plus 16. And that is C is equals to square root of 160. Square root of 160 is equals to ay nawawala. Yan. That is 12.65. Okay? For example, number 4, ang hinahanap ay B. Okay? So, ito, try nyo gawin. Ang lalabas na sagot dito ay 15.59. Okay? Next, a rectangle has side lengths 5 inches and 12 inches. Find the length of each diagonal. So, itong hinahanap yung C. So, Pythagorean lang naman yan. So, that is equals to C is equals to the square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared. So, that is equals to 144 plus 25. And that is equals to 169. Okay? Yan. Therefore, yung ating C natin ay 13. For number 4, ito madali lang to, no? So, 10 squared plus 10 squared, square mo yon, and yung C value natin dito is equals to square root of 10 squared plus 10 squared. 100 plus 100, square root of 200. C ayaw masulat. Yan. Yung C natin is equals to 14.14. Okay? Next. Use the side lengths of a triangle to determine whether it is acute, right, or obtuse. Kapag gumamit tayo ng C squared, ay yung equal yung C squared niya doon sa value ng square ng dalawang leg, that is right triangle. Pero kung less than yung hypotenuse o yung C value ng side, acute triangle naman yan. Kapag mas malaki, yun yung obtuse. So, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin dyan yung Pythagorean Theorem. So, dito napapasok yung iba pang, ito, you can check. No? Consider a right triangle given x is equals to square root of 6 squared plus 8 squared. Yan. 36 plus 64. Ay, ito na pala yung sinagot natin kanina. Sorry. Ito naman, i-check natin kung tama siya, no? Kung pwede siyang gamitin. So, this should be equals to 13 squared is equals to 12 squared plus 5 squared. So, whatever the value, ito ay 169. Ito ay 144 plus 25. And 169. 169. So, therefore, ito ay correct, no? Right angle nga siya. Right triangle. Now, the two sides of a right angle triangle are given in the figure shown. So, find the third side. So, itong B. So, you just have to calculate this. Square root of 17 squared minus 15 squared. And that is equals to, ano ba to? 17 squared minus 15 squared, 8. Okay, so ito ay 8 centimeter. So, theorem number 2, kapag nga yung C value natin ay mas maliit kumpara sa A plus B squared value natin, acute triangle siya. So, ayan. Kapag naman mas malaki, theorem number 3, obtuse triangle yun. Okay, sa law of sines naman, meron tayong mga AAS or angle-angle sides, angle-side angle, side-side angle, no? So, ito. Alam nyo naman na yun yung paano siya gawin. Pero kuha tayo ng example. Ayan. So, ang law of sine, basically yung formula niya ay ito. Yan, yung side A over sine of the angle A is equals to side B over sine of angle B is equals to C over sine of C. Hindi lahat po yan ginagamit. Kung ang hahanapin natin ay B, tapos given yung itong side A sa angle A at saka sine angle B, ang wala ay B, ito yung gagamitin mo. Okay, kapag C naman yung given, C naman ilalagay natin. Okay, so let us have a example. So for the triangle shown below, yung C natin, angle C is 102. So meron tayong C. So basically, ilalagay na natin yan. C is equals to sine of the angle C. And meron tayong dalawa pang given. Side B at saka angle B. Okay? So wala yung A, di ba? So yun yung ibig kong sabihin. Hindi lahat ay gagamitin natin. Yung side C, yun yung hahanapin natin. Over sine of the angle C, 102, equals, yung B natin is 28, over sine of angle B na 29. So, ito cross-multiply lang yan, ano? Ganyan, cross-multiply. So, ang mangyayari niyan, sine of 102 times 28, okay, divided by sine of 29. So, that is equals to C. Okay? So, kuha kayo ng calculator, sine of 102 times 28 all over sine of 29, and it will give you the answer na yung C value natin ay 56.49 yung side C. Okay? So, therefore, yan, tanggalin muna natin siya. So, yung parang nagre-ratio and proportion ka lang naman dito, ano. And then cross multiply. Ayan, ito na lang yung gagamitin natin, ano. So, yung angle C ay side C natin ay 56.49. Okay? So, di ba ito, yung angle A natin ay wala siyang value. Pero pwede natin siyang kunin kasi yung total angle natin ng triangle ay 180. So, 180 minus 29 minus 102. Yung angle A natin ay equal siya sa 49. Okay? And yun yung ilalagay natin dito. Side A is sine of 49. Okay? Tapos cross multiply ulit tayo dyan. Ito ay 49. Okay? Cross multiply tayo. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ko pa pala nilagay yung value. Yung A ay wala. Side A. Yung sine 49 meron. Okay? Is equal sa B. 28 over sine nung 29. Yan. So, that is equals to 43.59. Okay? So, try nyong gawin. Try this. Okay, ito. So, ganun naman. Pare-pareho lang naman siya. Ito, sample pa rin naman yan. Dito, ang una nating gagawin, kasi walang C, no? Wala ito, wala din to, pero meron siyang side. O, diba? Unahin natin yung, ito, sagutan natin to kasi medyo mahirap to. So, B over sine of angle B is equals to A over sine of angle A. Okay, so ilalagay natin siya. Yung B natin ay 12 over sine ng B is equals to A natin ay 22 all over sine of 42. Okay? And that is equals to cross multiply. So, sine of 42 times 12 divided by 22. Ang lalabas ay ito, sine B. Ang lalabas na sagot ay 0.3649. Okay? So, Shift, Sine, then pindutin yung answer. Ang lalabas na sagot ng B is equals to 21.41 degrees. Okay? So dahil dalawa na, meron na tayong 21.41 dito, makukuha natin yung value ng angle C. So that is equals to 116.59. Okay? And then gawin nyo na ulit yung sine law, no? Okay, and then makukuha nyo yung value ng side C, that is equals to 29.40. Okay? And then ito naman ang hinahanap dito ay finding the area of a triangular lot. So dito meron tayong dalawang side at saka interior angle, no, included angle. So dito ang area is madali lang, 1/2 base times height, then cosine of, or sine of the interior angle, or C, no? And that is equals to 1/2, base natin ay 52, yan, times 90, times sine of 102. And yung ating area of this triangular lot is equals to 2,289 square meter. Okay? Then next, law of cosines. So what you can learn sa law of cosine naman kapag hindi siya kayang isolve ng law of sine. Okay? So let us come to the example. Ito yung formula na pwede natin gamitin. Ito, mga side ito, yung mga maliliit. Then ito yung angle na given. So dapat gagamit ka ng cosine law kapag may isang given na angle at saka merong dalawang given na side. Okay? Or kaya tatlong side. Pwede naman. Sana yung example ko? Ito. So example tayo, meron tayong itong x na to, pwede natin gawin siya na c, no, para magamit natin tong formula na yan. So this would be equals to c squared is equals to yung a natin 22 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 22 times 28. Ayan. Meron pang kasunod na cosine of 97. Okay, and c squared natin would be equals to 22 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 22 times 28 cosine of 97. 1418, no? Squared natin yan. Square root ba 1418 of the answer. Square root of 1,418, that would be equals to 37.66. So ito yung sagot dito, 37.66. Ngayon, kailangan lang natin hanapin yung isa pang side. It's either ito or ito, no? So kahit alin naman ang unahin natin dyan, pwede. So halimbawa, let assume na yung isang angle dyan ay A at yung isa ay angle B para makakuha natin siya or plot natin siya sa ating equation or formula. So halimbawa ito yung A, ito yung B. Okay, so halimbawa rin yung gusto nyong kunin, angle B. So pag angle B, ito naman yung gagamitin natin. Therefore that is B. Ito yung B, ito yung side A. Yung B square, that is 28 squared, is equals to A, 22 squared, plus yung C natin na 37.66 squared, minus 2 times 22 times 37.66 cosine of angle B. Okay? So ito, palitan mo lang to ng alpha x. No? Alpha x para madali. Or pwede naman, shift solve kasi ang gagamitin natin dyan. Ano? Para mapalabas natin siya. Or mano-mano mo siyang kukunin. So ang lalabas dyan, ipindot nyo muna sa calculator, then shift solve nyo siya. Ang lalabas ay na cosine value ng B is equals to 0.001 67486. Yan, at that would be equals to sheep cosine of that, sheep cosine 0.67486, and that is equals to 47.56 degrees. Ayan, so ito yung ilalagay natin dito, 47.56. Then, para makuha mo yung angle A, kunin mo na lang yung total na angle, 180 minus 97 minus 45.76, at yung lalabas ay 35.44 degrees. So, ganun tayo mag-solve ng ating mga triangle. Meron din naman additional formula, yung Heron's formula. Kapag ginagamit naman to, kapag ang given ay mga side, no? Halimbawa, ito may side tayo dyan, side ito, at saka side yan. Yan, magagamit natin siya. Kunin mo lang yung perimeter na semi-perimeter niyan, tapos yun yung S. So, yung mga A value ay yung side niya. Okay? Pero wala pa tayo nito sa module. Inad ko lang naman siya dito sa video. And that's all.